Do you take the time to invest in yourself mentally? Why don't we make this more of a priority, and how can we do this more effectively? If you want to find out the answers to these questions, then keep watching because I'm going to talk about that right now. Hello everyone, my name is Danielle, and today I'm wrapping up my 3-part series on investing in yourself, and we're going to talk all about investing in yourself mentally. And I'm also going to tie together the 3 pieces of this series and talk about how they all work together to help you be the best version of yourself as a whole person. I actually filmed this video yesterday, and as I was getting ready to edit the video and try to put it into my computer, I had a challenge. The video that I recorded was actually in my phone, but for some reason it was not uploading to my computer, so I couldn't start the editing process. Well, through working with this for hours and hours, I realized that it just wasn't going to work, and I was going to have to refilm this video. This morning as I was out running errands, I was thinking about how beautiful a day it is today and how peaceful it is outside, and I decided to just film outside. So as you can see, I'm just sitting under a tree, sitting on the ground, and there will be some background noise because I am outside, so just bear with me on that. But I really feel like this is apropos because I do find that sometimes a change of scenery will stimulate me mentally and really will help me with my thought process, and I think it is really good for you guys too. Sometimes it's nice to see a different background and just have a little bit of change of pace. If you've never visited my channel before, maybe we've never met, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you're here today. Listen, if you like content that motivates, inspires, and encourages you to be the best version of yourself you can be, physically, emotionally, and mentally, then you'll want to hit that little red subscribe button. It's right down there. You'll want to hit that because you don't want to miss any of my content. I do upload videos on a weekly basis, so if you ring the bell, you'll be sure to be notified whenever I upload a new video. Don't forget also to follow me on Instagram. I do Instagram live videos on Saturday morning where we just casually chat for a few minutes so I can connect with you there, and a lot of that content is fitness related and lifestyle related, and I answer some questions you have, and we just chit chat a little bit back and forth, so I love to see you over there as well. So now let's get into the content of this video. When you read articles and when you hear people talking about making an investment in yourself, a lot of times people automatically think of the physical investment of getting in better physical health, or maybe losing weight, or maybe having more energy, things like that, or even really taking better care of yourself emotionally. But sometimes we don't really think about it from the standpoint of a mental investment and how that can really better our overall health and well-being as a whole. And I do think it's really important. One of the reasons I wanted to do this as a series and kind of pick these apart and look at each facet individually is because I think there's different things you want to do to invest in yourself in each of these various ways that I've talked about in this series. Mentally investing in yourself is really important, and I think it's really important to look at reasons why we benefit from this. And one of the reasons is when we invest in ourselves mentally, we stimulate ourselves, we find that we're able to be more productive individuals, we're able to better set goals, we're able to better accomplish the things that are important to us, which in turn will make us happier individuals, and it will make us feel like we are more well-rounded and we're getting the things out of life that we really want. It will also protect us from boredom, stagnating mentally, and from things like depression or anxiety. When you stimulate yourself mentally, you are busy. Even if you're not physically active, you are busy because your brain is working and you're thinking of new things and you're growing as a person. So I think those things are really important. Now, why don't we take the time to make a mental investment in ourselves? And I think in large part, a lot of it is time. Depending on what you do for a living or depending on what your daily lifestyle looks like, you might have a lifestyle or a career that really takes a lot out of you mentally, and maybe by the time you end your day, the last thing you want to think about is making a mental investment because you're tapped out, you're tired. You know, sometimes depending on what our lifestyle looks like, it's all we can do just to get from day to day to day and week to week to week, and we don't really take the time to really sit down and think about making an investment in ourselves. Now, a lot of times it's very easy for us to make investments in other things or other people that matter to us, but you know what? You matter and you're important, and so it's really important for you to take the time to make that mental investment, and I'm going to be stressing that throughout this video because I do think it is so important. I think that also a lot of times we're just tired, and this ties into what I just said. You can be mentally and or physically exhausted, and you don't want to think about doing anything else to invest in yourself because you want to just relax. You need to just replenish yourself. And during those times, that's when it's really important to make an emotional investment in yourself. But that's why it's really important that we plan this out. And so that's the next reason I think we fail to make a mental investment in ourselves, is because we fail to plan. And you've heard the old adage, if you fail to plan, you simply plan to fail. And although that's cliche, I do believe it's true to some degree. This type of thing does take some advanced planning, because making an investment in yourself mentally really requires that you do things when you are at your best, when you are at your freshest, when you are able to really mentally think through some things and process some things. So we'll get into how you do that best and what you need to do to really make the most of your schedule and your days so that you can make the best mental investment in yourself possible. The other reasons I think that we fail to do this is that we just don't think about the benefits. We just don't understand why it's so important, and it's just not something that we consider on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis because we are so busy. It's time to take a step back and really start to think about how we can do this better so that we can become the best version of ourselves that we possibly can. So let's talk about some ways that you can make this mental investment in yourself. And I'm going to start with ways that are fairly obvious, that are fairly common, that you would normally think about when you think about making a mental investment in yourself. The first way I think that you can really make a mental investment in yourself is to learn a new skill. Learning a new skill for you could simply mean investing time in something that will better you in your career, or maybe help you learn about something that you have an interest in, or maybe learn a hobby that you'd like to start. Whatever that is, that will stimulate your mind and help you to invest in yourself mentally. Now, it could also mean developing a skill that you already have. Let me give you an example. I'm a certified personal trainer. I do have to do continuing education on an annual basis to keep my certification current, but in addition to that, I'm always learning new things, and I'm always looking for different ways to keep my skills fresh and to learn new things so that I could more benefit my clients and really broaden my scope of knowledge. So when you really develop a skill that you already have or something you're already good at, you are on your way to becoming an expert in that field, and that will really serve to stimulate you mentally. Another resource that I think is really valuable to stimulate yourself mentally that a lot of us may not have really considered is to look for a mentor. And a mentor is just simply someone that you can look towards that can advise you and really help you make decisions and just kind of counsel you in different areas of your life, because they've gone where you want to go, because they have a level of expertise or a level of experience in something that you are doing, in something that you're interested in doing. But having a mentor is really, really key in helping yourself develop mentally, because they can bring you a different perspective, a different point of view, and they can also help you hone your skills in a different way because they have, like I said, a level of expertise that you don't currently have. And I think having a mentor is just so very valuable. Another way that you can invest in yourself mentally is to really prioritize this. Really make this a goal to prioritize this, really see this as a level of importance. And along with that, in that same vein, you really want to understand your body clock. Now, when I say this, what I mean is that you need to know, are you an early morning person? Are you a night owl? Are you someone that functions the best in the middle of the day? Understanding your body clock and understanding when you are at your best is really important, because making a mental investment really takes some thought, it takes some work, and you want to be able to do this when you are at your absolute best, not when you're tired, not when you're struggling, because you're not going to really be able to make the mental investment during those times. So for me, I am a morning person, and I'm not an early morning person. I would say I really hit my stride between about 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, but by 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock at night, I'm tired. That's not when I'm at my best. So when I have to film videos at night, I really have to amp myself up. I really have to get excited, and I really have to pump myself up to do that, because I'm not in my best time of day to really have my highest level of energy and focus. So usually in the evening, when I am more tired, I do things like fold laundry or do some cleaning around the house or do things that don't require a lot of thought or a lot of energy, because I can do those things when I'm not at my highest level of energy. But you want to really understand your body clock. You want to prioritize this. And the next thing that really goes along with this is that you want to schedule it in your calendar. You want to schedule it just like you would a doctor appointment or something at work. You want to make it a priority because you want to be able to look at your calendar on a daily, weekly basis and know this is your time to sit down and make that mental investment in yourself with whatever it is you're going to do, whether that is a 10-minute investment, a 20-minute investment, an investment for an hour, however long it is. The amount of time really doesn't matter. I would liken it to what I tell people when it comes to exercising or working out. It's really the frequency that you do it. It's not really the amount of time that you spend. So it would be better for someone if they want to start a fitness program. I would really rather that they do it 4 times a week for half an hour rather than twice a week for an hour, because the frequency will really help you also get into the habit of doing it, and it will also really grow your mind and stretch your mind muscles every single time that you do it. So really scheduling it, making it a priority, and really understanding when you're going to have the energy to really be at your best, to really focus and do this well is very key. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this next point because I did cover this in detail in my video where I talk about investing in yourself physically, and I will link that below and above in case you do want to watch that if you haven't yet. But really investing in proper diet, sleep, exercise, taking care of yourself physically will really help you be able to make the mental investment. When we don't feel good physically, it's very hard for us to focus mentally. So that's why that's so important. And the next tip I have for you is simply to change your attitude. Now, this is something that you might not think really correlates with making a mental investment in yourself, but really your thought process and what you think about yourself and about life and about things going on is really important because it will shape the way that you respond to situations and people. It really, really matters. And I know I talk about attitude so much on this channel because I believe it is so important. But a lot of times, if you change your attitude, if you change your outlook, it can really help you make more of that mental investment in yourself in a positive way because you are more focused and you are able to really remain positive and not allow a lot of toxic, negative thoughts or garbage into your mind, which is really important to keep your mind fresh, keep your mind uncluttered so that you can focus mentally on really making that investment in yourself and really bettering yourself as a person from a mental standpoint. And along with this, I would say really focusing on your sphere of influence or the people that you allow in your inner circle of your life. Now, we all have acquaintances, people that we work with, people that we don't know really well that we do have to deal with on a daily basis, but I'm talking about your inner circle, your people that you really allow into the innermost parts of your life. What kind of people are they? Do they really nurture you emotionally, physically, but also mentally? Do they stimulate you mentally? Do you have conversations on a deeper level about things that really matter to you, or are all your conversations really more surface in nature? We all need that mental stimulation from people that we interact with, and it's really important that you have that. It's also really important that you surround yourself with positive people that support you emotionally, because that will also really help you be more mentally focused and mentally sharp. But you really want to have some relationships in your life as well with people that will challenge you mentally. And what I mean by that is it's not a bad idea. In fact, I think it's a very positive idea to have friendships and relationships with people that think differently than you, that might have different political views, or that might feel differently about certain things that you're passionate about. As long as you can get along peaceably and agree to disagree, sometimes those conversations can be very mentally stimulating. So really take stock in the people that you surround yourself with and the people that are in your inner circle, because I do think that goes a long way in helping you make that mental investment in yourself. The last tip I have for you on this is to really get creative. Really look at ways that you can stimulate your creative side. Now, by nature, I'm not a very creative person. I remember when my kids were young and scrapbooking was all the rage, and I really invested all this money and time in all these supplies because I wanted to do this because all my friends were raging about it. They loved it. They would spend hours scrapbooking. You know what, you guys? I hated it. I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't really good for me. It wasn't my thing. but figure out something for you that really can stimulate your more creative side, and do something maybe that you're not comfortable with or that is out of your comfort realm. Right now for me, honestly, it's YouTube. It was very out of my comfort realm, and it really did involve me learning a lot of new skills and really putting myself out there in a way that I initially really wasn't comfortable with. And I can be honest with you, I've uploaded now over 40 videos, and it's taken me till this point to actually really enjoy getting on camera. I used to feel so nervous, so anxious, and I used to put it off because I wasn't comfortable and I wasn't ready. I would honestly say within the last week, I started feeling excited about the prospect of filming videos rather than being nervous, but it took me a while to get to that point. But I think when you stimulate your mind in a creative way, especially in a way that you're not used to, or maybe in a way that you haven't done before, it really can make an investment in you mentally in a way that can benefit you down the road. One last aside before I end this video that I will say for me, sometimes, like I said in the beginning of the video, what really helps me make that mental investment in myself is changing up my scenery, really doing something where I feel an inner peace that's really beautiful. I enjoy beauty all around me. I enjoy beauty in nature, and the weather is just so beautiful today. It's such a pretty day outside. That's why I decided to come outside and do this. So I really count it as a blessing, the fact that my video that I filmed yesterday really didn't work out and I am able to refilm this. So figure out for you the ways that you can stimulate yourself mentally. I hope you found this video interesting. I hope you found it insightful. Let me know in the comments below your favorite ways to invest in yourself mentally. My next series starting next Monday will be on friendship, and I do have a lot of insights and different things I want to share with you about the importance of friendship and how we grow our friendships and things that really can be detrimental or destroy friendships. So you don't want to miss that. So as I said before, remember to subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss a video, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to make your everyday ordinary life extraordinary.